Welcome to this live session with me. You're most welcome to this live session with me. I apologize, it's impromptu, but I am so happy to have you here with me. So don't forget to like as you're watching this video, like this video, and also drop me your questions in the comments down below. I would be happy to hear and I'll be happy to read them from you and to provide answers to your questions. Okay, so please don't hesitate. If you have any questions whatsoever, just like I have tagged this session, it's a cake business mentorship session. So just drop your questions in the comments below and I would respond to them. Okay, I hope that I can see your comments. Okay, so please, if you have any questions, cake business questions, today is an amazing day and I'm ready to answer whatever questions you have. Please just let me know and drop them in the comments and I would provide the answers to them to the best of my knowledge. Okay, so thank you once again and thank you. Welcome to everyone that is joining me. I look forward to having you here. I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes to have some other people join us now before we get started. Okay, so welcome. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comments that you can hear me, just so that I know that I'm not alone. I'm not talking to myself. Okay, so please let me know if you have questions. Also drop them in the comments. Like I said, it's a cake business mentorship and I want to be of help to as many people that I can. So please drop your questions in the comments. Let me know where you're joining me from. I'll be happy to read that and to welcome you to this live session. Okay, so welcome everyone. You can hear me. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Olalekon, thank you so much. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free. Like today is a day of grace. So I'm willing to attend to your questions. I'm willing to share from my experience with you just to help you. I know that people have asked me questions over time that I've not been able to respond to because of time. So I'm here to offer some cake business mentorship to you, to answer your questions, to teach you as well, so that you can learn from me. Thank you so much for your response, Alaliko. I am happy to read from you and I look forward to having an amazing time with those of you here. We're waiting just for others to join us and we'll get started right away. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. 2022 is wrapping up and I can say it's been an amazing year so far. Cake business wise, it's been an amazing year. Relocating and starting up again has not been easy, but I just want to say I'm grateful for the lessons and all the things that I've learned, and I'm here to answer your questions. I'm here to share with you from my wealth of experience. So please feel free, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll be willing to provide answers to the best of my knowledge. Okay, so welcome once again and I look forward to reading. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, welcome everyone. Just let me know if you can hear me. Let me know as you're joining. Just let me know if you can hear me as you're joining. Drop your questions. I want to start answering and tackling your questions right away. Okay, so please drop them in the comments. I know someone asked me not too long ago about traveling with a wedding cake. If you happen to join this live stream, please drop your questions once again and I will be willing to share with you. I also have some YouTube videos coming up. Yes, I was able to record some YouTube videos today that I'll be uploading later. So please just watch out and look out for those videos. Okay, so but in the meantime, I am here to answer your questions. Okay, can we use margarine in place of butter for cakes? Definitely you can use butter for your cake. So that's the first question. Can we use margarine in place of butter for our cakes? When I was back in Nigeria, when I was doing my cake business back in Nigeria, I started out with margarine, right? So this is not an advert for any brand, please, but I started with Topper. For those of you in Nigeria, there's a brand that we call Topper. What we have in Nigeria are margarine that are sold in 10 kg buckets. So we have margarine in buckets and that's what I was using when I started. I was using Topper. I know it was very good in those days. I don't know about now. I don't even know about the brand now because I stopped using it after a while. So I was using Topper and then I tried some other brands like Rhoda. No, not Blue Band. No, not blue band. And blue band. No, not blue band. Please don't use blue band for your cakes. So you can use margarine for your cakes, but make sure that you get a quality brand, a very, very good brand. So like I said, I was using Topper and then I changed. I think I tried Rhoda. Good evening, Bridget. Happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. So I was, at some point I was using Topper and then I moved to Rhoda, and then I don't know what other brand I was using, but before I left I was using Valido. So Valido was the go-to margarine for me for my business. But at some point I decided that okay, I wanted to enhance the taste of my cakes. I wanted to improve the quality of my cakes. So I did not get to that stage where I was using where I was using butter for my cakes alone, but I was using margarine and butter for my cakes. So that's something you can do. But blue band, please, that's a no-no. There's this one that we have in a yellow sachet that is still in the market. I've forgotten the name right now. Please don't use that for baking. If you want the best results with your cakes, please go for quality products, quality margarine, quality butter, whatever you're using. Please ensure that you're going for good and the right quality, okay? So that's the answer to that question. If you have any other question, please, you can ask me. I am here to offer you a free cake business mentorship session. If you have any questions, any questions, please feel free to ask me and I will answer to the best of my ability. Yeah, you're welcome. So don't use those ones, please. Go for the best of the best. Okay, go for the best of the best to make your customers love your cakes and they'll want to come back. So please don't forget to like this live stream. Like it, please, right away. My question, let's see, I can't get that. Can I use half icing sugar and have granulated sugar to bake my cakes? I've not heard of that before, to be honest, Bridget. I've not heard of using icing sugar for cakes before, so you might want to do your research very well. I know you can use icing sugar for cookies. I have a recipe on my channel where I used icing sugar for my cookies. Last year, it should be up to a year now because I made that video during Christmas cookies. So I know of using icing sugar to make cookies, but I'm not sure of using icing sugar to make cakes, except the recipe calls for it. But I have not seen that in my entire baking career where you use icing sugar for baking. If you don't mind me asking, why would you want to use icing sugar for baking cakes? Do you have a recipe like that? If the recipe calls for it, that is fine. But if the recipe doesn't call for it, please don't use icing sugar to bake your cakes. I know you can use icing sugar for cookies, like I've said. I know you can use icing sugar for sweet meringue, but for baking cakes, I have not seen that before, okay? So drop your questions, ask me. Please feel free to ask me your questions. And don't forget to like this live stream. I've only seen one like. Please like this live stream, okay? Like it for me, and don't forget to drop me a kind comment, okay? So if you have feedback for me, feedback that you've gotten through or you've been impacted through the content I share on my channel, now's the time to let me know. Yes, I'd like to read from you, so please let me know in the comments right away, okay? I'll be glad to read from you. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Ask me your questions. I know that this is a bit impromptu. Okay, I'm just thinking it might give the cake a better taste. It might be too sweet. It might be too sweet for me. I don't know. I don't know what it will do. But if you want better tasting cakes, there are other things that I feel that you can use instead of icing sugar. And I think I've made a video about this before. Enhancing your cake taste. So you can use butter for your cakes. You can use real vanilla bean for your cakes, like vanilla bean instead of vanilla flavor. So the vanilla bean, actual vanilla bean. You can use buttermilk for your cakes. What else can you do? You can use there's some other natural ingredients that you can use for your cakes. Please do well to check out that video, Bridget. That would help you enhance the flavor of your cakes or the taste of your cakes if you're looking to enhance that. But please don't use icing sugar. I've not seen icing sugar used for baking cakes before, except the recipe calls for it. Okay, so that's that. Next question, please. Feel free to ask me your questions, whatever you have in your mind. That question that you have that is born in your mind, please feel free to ask. You're welcome. You're welcome, Bridget. You're welcome. Thank you so much for your question. I'm looking forward to the next question. So I think I'm just going to be sharing a few tips that I think have helped me or that have helped me over the years in my business. So in times like this, when you have Christmas, I know that there's always that tendency for you to feel left out. You'll be feeling, oh, I did not do Christmas sales this year, and you're almost feeling left out. Please don't feel left out. There was a reel I made I wanted to post that I didn't finally get to post at the end of the day because of time, but it's just me encouraging everyone and saying no pressures at all. If you were not able to participate in Christmas sales this year, don't worry. There'll be other better opportunities. There'll be other times for you to do that. What I think that you can do now, if you missed out on Christmas sales, is to start planning for Val. Okay, that's another peak period for bakers where we sell cakes. So Val is another time. Start planning right now, because before you know it, Valentine's Day is here. And that's, like I said, is a peak period. So what do you want to do? What packaging do you want to offer? Okay, so for those who would like to participate in Valentine's Day sales, what packages would you like to offer? What are the things that you can do now that you can sell for Val? Are there special packaging, some kind of special packaging that you want to use? Now is the time to begin to look out for all those things. Check on online platforms where you can order the special boxes. Look for special recipes that you want to try. See what others have done in the past. Okay, so if you did not participate in Christmas sales, it is you I'm talking to. Do not feel bad. Do not feel left out. Start planning towards making sales during Valentine's. Valentine's sales, basically, it's just one day like Christmas, but Christmas affords you time to bake. So Val sales, what are you going to be selling? What packaging are you going to be using? Are you going to be partnering with anybody, maybe like a florist, people that sell fresh flowers? What do you want to be doing for Valentine's? Okay, so in the meantime, I'm still waiting for your questions. Please don't forget to drop your questions. Okay, drop your questions while we are talking about this. So plan towards Val. How do you want to sell your cakes? Are you targeting certain people? Check online. You'll see what people did this year for Christmas. Do you want to sort of borrow inspiration from that? Do you want to check what they did? I saw one Nigerian baker that did something really amazing. I know she's been doing it over the years. When it comes to Christmas, she has a menu. Okay, so she has a menu where she puts different names of different cakes and different packages, and she rolls it out before Christmas. So what you want to do now is to start planning. Yes, it's Christmas. Thank you so much, Olalikon. Yes, it's Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas, but start planning for Val. If you do not participate, there is still another chance in front. So don't cry, don't regret, don't start pitying yourself, don't feel left out, don't feel you've missed out on the fun, don't feel you've missed out on making money. Start thinking ahead because before you know it, before you blink, Val is here, February 14th is here, and then you don't want to be saying I'm left out again. I didn't make any sales. Look, we need the money, right? You need to raise the money to fund your business and to be able to take care of your needs. So start planning for Valentine's, right? And if you're doing Christmas sales, or if you participated in Christmas sales, kudos to you. Kudos and well done. Okay, so please ask your questions. This is a cake business mentoring session, and I want to share with you. I want to answer your questions. Those burning questions you have in your mind, please ask me. Hit the like button as well. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Do it right away. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. I know a couple of weeks ago or days ago, some people also dropped comments on my video about being afraid to price their cakes for profit, about pricing their cakes. And it's something that I know that I once struggled with. Cake pricing is something that I struggled with, that I find it challenging right now. But at this point, I decided to put my foot down and say, look, if you want to buy from me, buy from me. If you don't want to buy from me, I don't know what else you want to do, because this is what I'm going to be selling my cakes at, and I'm not backing down. I'm not changing my pricing. Okay, so this is it. This is the limit. Now, if you're having issues or if you're having challenges pricing your cakes, what are the things that you can do? You need to leave the phase where you are, right? That's one thing that you can do. Leave where you are. I'm not talking about physically living where you are, but leave that level where you are. That level where you're baking cakes that are not at par with what you're selling. That level where you are not confident enough. Leave that level and begin to do things better. Improve the packaging of your cake so that when people see, they're attracted. Like, you need to do things that would make people want to buy from you, right? What minimum profit should someone make from a cake? Well, it depends on you. It really depends on you, on your skill level. Sorry, I just have to adjust something. Okay, so it really depends on you, your skill level. What skill level are you at, and what targets do you have? It also depends on your financial target. So What are you looking to make in the month? What's the profit margin, or the profit, the amount of profit you're looking to make at the end of a month? This will determine, a lot of things, right? Are you looking to scale your business? This will determine a lot of things. So when I talk of profits, I usually like to talk in terms of the markup majorly. So your profit margin, when I started baking, when I started my business, it was 30% margin I used to work with. So after doing my costing, I'll put a profit margin of 30%, but that was not sustainable. Definitely it was not going to be sustainable. I won't be able to make profits. I won't be able to take care of my business. So I increased it over time. I increased it to a point where I do not believe what I was using as profit markup or profit margin. I can't really reveal that here now, but my markup was over 100% on my cakes. So that's one thing you want to do. And I had the confidence to be able to put my profit margin that high, because I had worked for it. I had put so much effort into creating a good product, or in terms of my cakes. So it depends on what you want. 30% profit margin, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, or 110, whatever it is that works fine for you. Please do that. But I would just advise that you shouldn't do anything too low. Don't do anything too low, because you will not be able to sustain your business. You will not be able to pay your bills. You'll not be able to restock your flour, your butter, your sugar, if you're charging too low, if you're using a very low profit margin. Okay, so do something that is nice. Do something that scares you. That's the answer to the question. Use a profit margin that scares you. When you have costed your cakes, you've calculated the unit cost of each item, you've added your miscellaneous expenses, you've added your overheads. What else? You've added your after talking about miscellaneous expenses, then you want to add your profit margin to that. So for example, you have done all these costings and you arrived at maybe like 15, let me talk in terms of naira. So you have arrived at like 15,000 naira for the costing of your cake. The profit margin, if you're using 60, you're going to say 60% of 15,000, add it to your cakes. Do you understand? If it's 80% profit margin, 80% of your cost, you will add it to your cake, right? That is what you want to do. And don't forget to include buttercream. If you're using buttercream, add the cost of your butter, your sugar. If you're using fondant, add the cost of that, and also add your labor. Please don't forget to add your labor. Okay, add your labor to it. That's why you should not be charging low. If you put all these things into your cake business, if you put all these costings into your cake business, you're going to be making what you should be making, at least at the end of the day. Okay, so I believe that is clear when it comes to cake pricing. Your unit cost, miscellaneous, your labor. I've talked about labor. I've shared a video about calculating your labor. So add your labor per hour. If you're using 8 hours to work on a cake, how much are you charging yourself per hour? When you've done that, then you add your profit margin, which is a certain percentage of your total cost. So I believe that is clear. Please don't forget to like this video. If you're getting value from it, from the explanation so far, from the answer so far, please let me know. Like this video and also let me know in the comments. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I know it's impromptu, and as such, we don't have many people here, but best believe me, you're going to enjoy this session. Okay? Oh, it's clear. Amazing. So thank you so much for your question. If you have anyone, you can still ask me. So come 2023, nobody should be charging peanuts. I don't believe in charging peanuts for your cakes, except you're not working, except you're not putting in enough work, or except you don't believe in your abilities, you don't believe in your work. Stop charging peanuts for your cakes, okay? Charge right. Charge right. I know that realistically speaking, you might not be able to charge for what your cakes are really worth. You will just have a few people who can afford to pay. But please don't play small. Come next year. Don't play small. You're welcome, Ola. Don't play small. Take your book right now, today. That's the task I want to give you. So you say, for example, an 8-inch vanilla cake. For example, a 10-inch vanilla cake. Write out the amount per the quantity of each ingredient that you'll be using. So your flour, break down the unit cost. For your eggs, get the unit cost. For your sugar, get the unit cost. Everything, get the unit cost. Then add miscellaneous expenses. Depends on what you actually want to use as a miscellaneous. But don't forget to add your cost of going to the store or going to the market to buy your cake goods. Don't forget your data, to add money for your data. Please like this video for me. Please, I need you to like this video for me while I'm explaining. So don't forget to add the cost for your data. What else? Then also add your labor per hour. So if you feel you want to charge yourself 1,000 per hour, if you spend 10 hours making one cake, that means you're adding 10,000 naira to your cost. I hope this is clear. After that, add your profit margin. Okay, and your profit margin is up to you. Like I said, when I started charging for my cakes back in 2012, I was using 30%, but over time I moved way beyond that, because I'm not here to play. I'm not here to play, and I need to sustain my business. So I was charging way beyond. I started using a markup that was way higher than 30%. I wasn't using 30% anymore. I wasn't even using 100%. I was using a markup that scared me. So that's what I'm saying to you today. Use a markup that would make you afraid. Okay, but at the same time, you want to create a balance. And if you're using a markup that is, that is making you afraid in quotes, or that you're scared of in quotes, you want to be sure that your cake is up to the level. Okay, so Ola says, please, mommy, new baker, started off in August this year. Please bear with me. Let me say, is it wrong to charge low as a beginner to get customers? Ola, thank you for your question. Good question. I won't advise you to do that. Okay, I won't advise you to do that. Because at the end of the day, when you get to the point where you want to increase your prices, there will be resistance. There will be customer resistance. And then you'd have built a following of people. You'd have built a family of customers who are used to cheap cakes, who are used to low-priced cakes. And so when you want to change, they would resist. You were charging me, you charged me 15,000, for example, Nigeria. I believe we're talking about Nigerian naira now. So they would begin to question you. You used to charge, but I bought this cake 15,000 naira 3 months ago. I bought this cake 20,000 naira 6 months ago. What changed? What happened? Please, I'm not buying again. I cannot even afford it. So you don't want to start up doing that. Okay, I know that they'll say, we say, oh, be flexible. Try and be flexible with your pricing, but you don't want to do something that will hurt you at the end of the day. Okay, so please, like we would always encourage, charge for what you want. Look, like, start up the way you want your business to be. If you're not starting up the way you want your business to be, at least be close to the pricing you want your cake business to be, so that if you want to make adjustments, it's not difficult for you. Okay, please like this video. I can see that the number has increased. The number of viewers have increased. Please like this video. So don't start with low pricing just to be able to gain acceptance into the market, or just to be able to get people to buy from you. Because like I'm saying, there are downsides to it. If you want to increase your price, there will be resistance, and then you would lose people. Okay, you would lose followers. So why not just take that painstaking effort? Why not just take that time? Why not be willing to take it? To take time, right, for you to get that acceptance. I know what I'm saying, because I've been there. I've been at the place where people were questioning my prices, and even when I wanted to review my prices, people were resisting. But please make sure that you're putting your best into your case, and you're charging close to that. So even when you want to review your prices, you can easily just tell them, oh, you can easily just put out an announcement to your customers. Excuse me. You can easily just say, we are reviewing our prices upwards. We are making some slight changes to our prices because of XYZ reasons. But don't stay so far that when you want to increase it, you're probably, instead of charging 15,000 naira for your cakes now, because you're new and you want to get customers, you're charging like 7,500, right? And then at the end of the day, one of the downsides that I've not mentioned yet is that your business will not be able to sustain itself. Your cake business will not be able to sustain itself. What do I mean? You'll not be able to take care of your bills. You'll not be able to restock your items, because you're obviously charging low. And as you're charging low, you're not making a profit. You're losing. Either you're not making a profit or you're losing. So you'll not be able to sustain your business. And then when you realize this and you feel, oh, I need to do something about my pricing, I want to change my pricing, and then you now move from 7.5, maybe you now do your costing right and then understand that what I'm supposed to be charging is 15,000 naira. Imagine changing your price from 7,500 naira to 15,000 naira. That's double the price. People will react and you will lose your customers in the process. So please start the way you want your cake business to be. Okay, that's the advice I would give to you. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. Welcome to those of you that have just joined me. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. If you want to use the super thanks as well, please feel free to use the super thanks stickers as well. But please don't forget to like this video to help it gain some visibility. I am offering some free cake business mentorship. This is a free cake business mentorship session. So I'm taking your questions, whatever questions you have, ask me. I am here to attend to them free of charge. I'm not charging you anything, but I'm answering your questions based off of the wealth of my experience built over the years. Okay, so that's it when it comes to pricing. Do things right. Let me share a personal experience with you so you even have an understanding. Coming here to the UK, one of the things I struggled with, or I'm still having a challenge with, like I mentioned earlier, is pricing. So I'm telling people this is how much I'm charging for my cakes, and people are ghosting me. I'm telling them this is how much I'm charging for my cakes, and I'm hearing it's expensive. Why is it so expensive? So what I wanted to do at some point, it's a sacrifice that you need to make, that you can make if it's something that you can do. It's a personal thing, it's a personal choice. So I was thinking of, for example, if cakes are sold, if I've checked and my pricing is like 20,000 for a 6-inch cake, what I was saying to myself at some point is this is a personal experience and story I'm sharing. What I was saying to myself at some point is, okay, instead of charging 20,000 naira, let me charge 12,000 naira. Let me charge 13,000 naira so that people will buy from me. Of recent, I told myself, no way. No way. I don't want to do that anymore. Because I even tried it. Since I tried doing it, bringing down my prices. But the more you price yourself low, the more you still get people who are unsatisfied. That's how we say it. People will say, even if you charge 1 naira for your cakes, you still find that one person that will say it's so expensive. So why not just go ahead and do you? Why not just go ahead and be you? So I had to tell myself and come to a point where I said, I'm not charging, even though I'm not charging as well as I would want to charge now. Okay, I am not going below this. I'm not going below this point. And that was something that helped me many years back. My mentor taught me that. I was with her, and then over time we had discussions, and I got to know that's like over 10 years ago, or like close to 10 years ago. She told me I don't have a cake that is below this price. So that was sort of a mental guide for me when I was pricing my cakes back home in Nigeria. I got to a point where I did not have any cakes that was less than a certain price many years back. So you want to benchmark your cakes. You want to say, okay, I can do this. This is what I can do. This is the adjustments I can make for you. This is the sacrifice I can make for you. But my cakes, I cannot sell it below this price. So you have the least price for your cakes that you cannot go below. And even getting here, I had someone that said that to me as well. I can sell my cakes for you. I can make compromises. I can try to work with your budget. But once it is below these cakes, I don't have anything discussing with you again. That I cannot sell to you. I cannot do business with you. So have a limit price where you cannot drop below. You cannot sell below that price. Okay, so that's it. Any other question? I'll be wrapping up really soon. So please ask me your questions. I'm here to take your questions. I'm here to respond to whatever concerns you have, whatever needs you have as regards to your cake business. Feel free to ask me right away and I'll provide the answers to your questions. Okay, thank you so much for the ones that you've asked. I'm so happy to read your questions. I'm happy to hear from you. I'm happy that I can be of help to you. So please feel free to ask me your questions. Sorry if it's a little dark. The weather has changed. It's cloudy, so it's getting dark. The sun will be setting very soon. Like this is 3:30, so the sun will be setting very soon and it's become night. So that's why it's dark. Please feel free to ask me your questions. I am here to take them. Another thing that gave me confidence, I'm just sharing tips, okay? As it comes to my mind, I'll share. So one thing that helped me with my cake business in Nigeria before moving here was my rebranding. I rebranded last year. Yeah, I rebranded my business last year. And that sort of gave me, it gave me confidence. Like I could beat my chest and say, oh, I learned from this person, right? So I did my cake business brand rebranding with one of the top bakers in Nigeria. Kudos to you, Dainty Affairs. So I did my cake business rebranding with Dainty Affairs, and it was amazing. That experience opened my eyes to a lot of things, and it also opened my eyes to so many things. Like I must say, it opened my eyes to so many things. Okay, and it gave me confidence because I was operating on a different level. So one thing you might consider doing is to rebrand your cake business. Okay, please ask me your questions. Feel free to ask me questions. So one way you can build confidence in your business is to rebrand, get yourself a new logo. I know it's not just all about the logo, but it does something to your system. It does something to your insights. Get yourself a new logo. If you feel you can afford it, or that is what you can afford now when it comes to rebranding, get yourself a new logo. See, in this business, in this cake business, stop looking at other people. I've said this, it's just like a national anthem now. I probably sound like a broken record when I tell you this, but that's facts. Stop looking at other people. Stop using other people as benchmark for your success. So if you want to rebrand, and you feel, oh, I don't have so much money to rebrand, to do a holistic rebranding of my business, if you feel you just want to change a logo and that's what you can afford for now, it is fine, right? It is all well and good. We are going into a new year. Get yourself a new logo that you'll be proud of. You think it doesn't mean anything, but it does. Okay, it does. When you put that logo on your case, or when you put that logo on your page, it gives you such a good vibe, such a good feeling inside. So consider doing that. Okay, and don't say, oh, I want to rebrand, I must change the color of my business, I must move from my kitchen to, who cares? Even if you're a home baker, you're baking from your kitchen, and you feel, oh, I want to rebrand, but at this stage it is just my logo I can afford to change for now. Change your logo and say you've rebranded your business. It's nobody's business. Do what works for you, to be honest. So this is just facts. This is just basic truth. Do what works for you. Don't look at anybody's face. Don't say, they will say, I rebranded and it's only my logo I've changed. It's nobody's business. Do what works for you. Zero pressures. As you're going into 2023, tell yourself, zero pressure. I'm not allowing anybody pressure me. I'm doing what works for me, and I'm doing what's in the best interest of my business. Okay, so if you feel you want to rebrand, please go ahead and rebrand. If you feel you want to take a class with a top baker that you've always longed for, and this is a dream for you, take that class with the baker and then make noise about it. I am so glad I took a cake business mentorship class with so and so and so and so. Put it on your page. It brings some form of respect. You don't know, but it does bring some form of respect, right? So go ahead, look for that pro baker, take a class with them, take a session with them, blast it all over social media. I am now this. I am now a so whatever mentee. I'm taking a class with so and so person. It would also help build your confidence. I know I'll not talk much about this, but these are uncommon ways to create confidence. I'm talking about this with relations to cake pricing. So some of my subscribers have said, I don't know what I'm afraid to charge for my cakes. I'm not confident enough to charge for my cakes. Please, these are some of the things that you can do to help you boost confidence, or to help you boost your confidence as a cake business owner. Do you have any other questions? Please feel free to ask me your questions. I am here to answer your questions today. I am here to be of help to you. I am here to share tips that would help you in the coming year. So for those of you that are joining, thank you so much for joining. Welcome. We've talked about cake pricing. We've talked about using margarine for baking. What else have we talked about? We've talked about using icing sugar for baking, combining icing sugar with granulated sugar for baking. So these are the things we've talked about. Please don't forget to like this video. Give this video a like right away and drop your questions. Okay, I'll be wrapping up very soon. I don't want it to be a long session, but I want it to be impactful, and I want to be of help to you. Whatever question you're confused about, whatever question you have in your mind, and whatever thing you're confused about with regards to your cake business, ask me. I am here to provide answers to them. Okay, so please feel free to ask me your questions. Just drop them in the comments and I'll read them and I'll respond to them. Okay, so that's it. Building confidence in your business. I've talked about that. I've talked about rebranding. Some of us feel because we are working in our kitchens, we cannot talk when others are talking. We cannot charge for our cakes because we are working from home. because you're baking from home. You call yourself a home baker, you label yourself, and that label is just affecting you. It's affecting your self-esteem. It's affecting you in many ways that you can't even mention. Please throw away those throw away those limitations, throw away those tags, throw away those labels, and in the coming year, do as much as you can. Like, blow your trumpet as much as you can. Do as much as you can for your cake business. If you don't talk about your cake business, nobody will talk about it for you. Okay, they might talk about it for you, but they will not talk about it as much as you will talk about it. Okay, so that's one thing that I want you to bear in mind. If we are good, we don't have any questions, do we wrap up at this point? But if you've gained value so far, please let me know in the comments as well. Okay, let me know in the comments if you've gained value from this live session. If you've enjoyed it, let me know if you've gained value. If you've learned something new, let me know as well. And I'm looking forward to more questions. Please, I need people to ask me questions. Oh, I need you to ask me because I want to be of help to you. So please feel free to ask me your questions. Drop them in the comments and I would respond right away to the best of my ability. Okay? Ask me your questions. Ask away. Ask away. Is it about baking? Is it about cake business? Is it about customers? Dealing with your customers, dealing with your suppliers, cake business, tips, cake tools, baking, whatever it is, please let me know and I'll be willing to provide answers to your questions right away. Okay, please let me know. Pardon me if you can hear any noise. I forgot to turn my fan off, so my heater off. So please let me know if you have any questions and I'll answer to the best of my ability. If there is no question, what I would just do will be to wrap up the video at this point, and then if you also have more questions, I can take them in the comments after now. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer to the best of my ability, and also just see how I can be of help to you generally. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me for this live session. Thank you for the questions you've asked me. Thank you for your support throughout the year. I've just been blown away by the show of love, for your patience, and for everything. Thank you so much. So please, once again, don't forget to like this video. Like this video so that you gain some visibility and others can see it. And I'm still here for a few more minutes. Okay, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I hope that I can see them. Let me just swipe and see if, oh my goodness, I've been having questions. I did not see them. What happened? Okay, so hi Vanessa, I'm so sorry I didn't see that I had questions. Please, have you had any experience where customers intentionally complain about the cake design, probably to avoid paying up their balance payments? Excuse me, I've not had any experience like that. I can't remember. Thinking about it now, I can't remember if I've had it. I'm so sorry. I'm just seeing your questions. I didn't see them. There was nothing on my screen. So I've not had that experience, but I know that I have had, like there was a case where I saw the cake on in my phone gallery a few days back, and I just remember the whole experience. So a customer, I baked a cake for a customer, and then I asked for feedback like I would usually do, and the customer said the cake tasted good, it tasted nice and everything, but that the vanilla cake tasted off. She had 5 flavors in that cake, but that the vanilla tasted off. And honestly, in my heart of hearts, I think that was just a feedback that was not honest enough, because I don't know what could have happened anyway. I just think that there was something wrong somewhere. Let me just put it this way. It's better put this way, that there was something wrong somewhere, because this was the cake I baked. Before baking, I usually do this quality control. I taste my cakes. So when we bake, I taste it, I check the texture, I check the taste and everything. So while I was, trimming, working on the cake, I tasted it. It was fresh, it was fine, it was good. So delivering the following day and then getting a feedback that the cake that tasted off or tasted bad, I just felt this was not an honest review and then something was wrong somewhere. So I don't know. People are like that. I don't know. I don't want to say people are like that, but let me just say something could have gone wrong. It's possible. It's not. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not an impossible thing that somebody will say, this cake was not good enough. It's not what I wanted, just so that they don't pay the balance of your cakes. And that is why at this point I would say, don't deliver a cake without getting your customers to pay for that cake. Please, to avoid issues, to avoid anything, let them make a down payment, depending on what your payment terms and conditions are. If it's to take 100% before baking your cakes, take 100%. If it is to take 70% or 80%, take that amount first and then let them pay off before you send off the cake. That is what you want to do. You don't want to be chasing anybody around, and you don't want to have issues like this where people would want to hold on to your money or hold on and not want to pay because they're looking for an excuse not to pay. So please make sure that you're collecting your money before you send off your cakes. Let it be part of your terms and conditions, all right, before you send off your cakes. So let me look at the other questions I have. Compliments of the season, Adini Care. Okay, the live chat will be available. Yes, please. So many questions. Ola says, thank you so much, ma. Truth is, starting off, I wasn't bent on making profits yet, so long as it covered my cost of production. People can't pay for something they haven't tasted. Just saying. Okay, so what you can do, there are other things you can do. I think I have a playlist on what you can do starting out as a business. Yes, definitely they won't pay for something they haven't tasted, but that's why the few customers you get, you want to do your best to let them know what kind of cakes you sell. Ola, if you're still on this live chat, I'm so sorry, I'm just seeing your question, the remaining part of your question. So what I did in the beginning, I did a cake tasting. That I wanted to do a class on this year, but unfortunately I couldn't do it. So I did a cake tasting. I offered sharing cakes. I have a video on this. I was sharing cakes in my children's school. When they say they want to have inter-house sports, when they ask us, there's something we call inter-house sports in Nigeria. When they say, what are you giving us? What are you offering us? What are you contributing to Yellow House, Red House? I will say, I'm giving people cakes. So I will give them cake. And that's how they were tasting the cakes. Yes, it was a sacrifice for me, but it didn't mean that I was shooting myself in, or I was selling my cakes low. Because like I said, when you want to increase your prices, people will resist. So look for other strategies. I have a video on how to sell cakes. It's in my playlist. I don't know, maybe I'll share that in my comments and in my community tab later. But don't go the route of selling low to get customers. Sponsor event, partner with people. Like I said, I've just shared that of recent. So Christmas is here, people are doing parties, people are giving back to the society. You can partner with somebody. Yes, it will cost you something, but you're doing it in a targeted way and you're doing it strategically so that at the end you will get more sales in your business. So that's what you want to do basically. Don't sell your cakes low. Don't price your cakes low, okay? So let me see the next question. Moyo, season's greetings. Thank you. Did you give refunds in your cake business and how did you deal with it? I wasn't doing that. It wasn't like part of the things I used to do in my cake business. Please like my video. I can see that the number has increased, but the like is not at par with the number I can see here. Please like my video, okay? Like this video. If you want to use super thanks as well to say thank you, please do. So I can't remember, but it's not like I had these terms and conditions in my business where people say no refunds. I wasn't doing that. I know somebody asked me this question a couple of days back. I don't know if this is you, but I'm yet to do a video on that. I'm yet to do my research as well. But I didn't have that term or that term or that tag in my business, no refund. So if there was a point where I had to refund anybody without issues, I'll refund you. But that wasn't my first option. So if there was an issue with my cake, the first thing is not to offer a refund. The first thing will be to apologize. Okay, I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry you were not satisfied with your cake. I can compensate you with another cake. I can compensate by doing this. I can compensate by doing that. But I wasn't stuck on the no refund. If it required me to give a refund, I would gladly give a refund. But it's not something, I can't remember doing that to resolve any cake issue. So it depends on what works for you, right? Know the terms and conditions that you want for your business. Okay. Somebody said, Michael, can I put alcohol in my vanilla cake to help it stay longer? Michael, I'll say no. Please don't put alcohol in your vanilla cake. It's going to alter the taste of your cake. And I have not seen any vanilla cake that calls for alcohol as a method of, as a recipe or as a method of preservation. So don't put vanilla cake in your cakes to help it stay long. Don't put alcohol. It's going to affect the taste of your cakes. Yes, the alcohol will evaporate in the baking when it comes in contact with the heat in your oven or the baking temperature, but that taste will remain and you don't want it vanilla. You want it to be vanilla. Anybody that wants to keep cakes for longer than they should, please, they should freeze it. Advise your customers. it's a part of giving professional advice. Tell them to wrap it up in a foil and freeze the cake. Don't put alcohol in your vanilla cake. That is from a personal standpoint, please. That's what I would advise you. I have never had to do that. I have never seen it as an option or as a way of preserving my cake. So please don't do that. I wouldn't advise that. Okay. What else? I still have other questions. Adenike says, or Mobola says, hi Ma, how do you get to tell people about your business and how you end up getting orders? Also, what do you do days that you aren't getting orders? Is it just posting cake pics, other people's cake pics? Okay, very interesting question. So I've made a video on this, how I get orders. So I tell people, basically it's been Instagram. Since I moved to the UK, I have been getting inquiries and they're all from Instagram. Majorly, yes. So I get people sending me mails asking for quotes. I have baked for a few persons, all of them from Instagram. So at some point I was just doing it just to, be consistent, just to show that I'm still here, or buy cakes from me. Sorry, I'm looking up. I'm just getting distracted. But I was just being on Instagram. I was using hashtags, showing that this is the location I'm in, this is where I am. I've gotten some orders. I just turned one down a few days ago. So it's not every order I can take. So, but Instagram has really, really helped me. I've been using hashtags and geotags as well, and it has really helped me. I also tell people as well that this is what I do. I don't keep quiet about my business. So word of mouth has really helped me, as well as social media. So Instagram, also Twitter has helped me. I've got a few inquiries from Twitter as well. So these are the things that I've used for my cake business. I've forgotten the other part of your question. Let me quickly check it. Compliments of the season, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Is it just posting cake pics, other people's? When I don't get orders, I do something else. I post my old cake pictures. So I'm not that kind of baker who feels I shouldn't post my old cake pictures, and I'm shy. I'm ashamed to be reposting my old cake pictures. I don't do that. I don't feel shy about reposting or repurposing my content. So I repurpose my content. I share my old cake pictures, or I just make reels and post. Like when I came to the UK, I wasn't baking, obviously. I wasn't baking. I've not been baking for a while. I've not been baking for a long time, to be honest. Like I said in one of my videos, I haven't resumed my cake business here, but I've still been active on Instagram, except for some few days now, like couple of days. It's been 2 weeks now, but I post on my stories. But it doesn't stop me. I don't post other people's cake pictures. I'd rather go and look for my cake picture from 19 Okolo, like we say it's Nigeria. I'd rather go and get my pictures from olden days and repost it and put a caption that will inspire you. Okay, so I don't post other people's cake pictures. I rarely do that. So maybe I'm making a flyer, but even when I'm making flyers, I tend to use my own cake pictures. So if you have old cake pictures, feel free to repurpose your content. You're not on online to please anybody, right? You're not online to inconvenience yourself just to please people, or just to make people say, hey, she's online, she's posting 8 pictures a day, she's posting 10 pictures a day. Feel free to do what works for you, please. Okay, if you want to use stock photos, or you want to use other people's photos, please make sure that you're giving credit to the people who have the picture, so that somebody will not come and will not come at you. Okay, do the right thing. If you know you want to post other people's cake pictures, all well and fine, but give credit where credit is due. Okay, so let me check your questions. Somebody's asking about batter measurements. I'll be wrapping up pretty soon. Adenike says, hello, thanks for hello ma'am. Hi Adenike, thanks for this free session. What are the measures that can be taken to increase patronage? I have videos on all of this. I've shared over time, and maybe what I'll do is just to link these videos in my community tab. So what you can do to increase patronage over time: keep telling people. Tell the people that you make cakes for to refer you to other people. Some people say they don't do this. I always will preach, do what works for you. Feel free to do what works for you. Back then in Nigeria, when I was doing my business in the early stages, when I go to ask for feedback, I had a customized message that I would write. Okay, and at the end of that customized message had a thank you part where I would thank the customers for doing business with me. It had a question part or an inquiry part where I would inquire into knowing how the event went, or how the birthday party went, or whatever they were doing. Then it had a part where I would ask them to I would ask them to please tell other people if they've enjoyed the service they got from me, that they should tell other people. So it was a customized message that I will always send. I would tweak it from time to time anyway to personalize it. So for example, if this person had a birthday for her son, I would say, I'm wishing your son a happy birthday. I wish birthday greetings, and I would say if it was a wedding or if it was from for the husband, whatever it is, I would tweak it. But it had, like I said, a thank you part. It had a question part, like an inquiry. How did the events go? Did you like your cake? Hope we met your expectations. If you have any feedback, please let us know. And then the part where I would say, please tell a friend about us, tell your family members about us, refer someone to us. So that's one thing you can do. That's one way you can increase patronage. You can also check my videos on you can check my video on how to get more cake orders. Please, I've made 2 videos now, how to get more customers and uncommon ways to get more customers for your cake business. Please check out those videos and you will get more tips. Okay. Let me check the other questions. I have a lot of questions to answer. I'm just seeing them right now. Okay, Mobola says, please, will the video of this live chat be available after this so that some of us that didn't start can go back to it? Definitely. I'm going to leave it up for you, okay? Compliments of the season, Adenike. Thank you. Vanessa, I've seen your question and I think I've answered. Yes, I have. Thanks so much for this insight. What a Christmas bonus. Thank you so much, Laddie. Thank you for watching. Maggie Maxi says, I have a problem knowing the exact batter measurements to get a 2-inch high cake. I've made videos for knowing your cake batter, how much you want to get. Please check out that video after now, Maggie. I made one. It's titled How I Calculate My Cake Batter for an 8-inch cake. And I also made another one for a 10-inch cake. But quickly, I'll just say watch those videos, okay? It's clearly spelled out how you can know that in those videos. I explained in detail. Ola says, when are you having your next online class? I would love to register. And say for baking, which aspects as well? Which aspects specifically? Please let me know. Let me know. Maggie, please, you can comment on this video, or later after this session I would link it somewhere. Please like this video for me. Help me like this video. I will send you the link of those videos so you can watch. Moyo says, thank you so much, ma. Thank you. Elizabeth, hi. Jaden's Cakes by Joy, just joining. It's nice. Is it nice baking with granulated sugar and icing sugar? I've answered that question in the beginning. I would say I have not seen it happen anywhere before ever, except your recipe calls for it. I have seen icing sugar being used for baking cookies, but not for baking cakes. So please double check to be sure that the recipe calls for that. Elizabeth says, how do you start a cake business? What are the key tools and how do you determine the price of your cake? What I would do, Elizabeth, is to link. I would answer the questions after now. I believe the live chat will be available, so I will come back to answer your questions. I would link the videos where you can watch and get answers to these questions. Please, can you help with the decoration class on fondant and royal icing? I don't know yet. I have a job now. I haven't told you people, but I have a job, so it's taking my time. So I really don't have time for classes, honestly speaking. I really don't have time for classes at the moment. Okay, so where do you start with the cake business? What's the capital to start with? Elizabeth, I would link those videos for you, like I said, so you can hear. You can watch them. Aisha says, hi Ma, please, what can you do when you have a wedding cake order, but the customer is asking that you show other wedding cakes you've done, but it's your first wedding cake? What can you do? Hi, Moments Choma. Good evening. Hello. I want to upgrade. You have an online class. I don't have any at the moment, to be honest. Ben, thank you for your interest, but I don't have any class at the moment. I really don't have the time for online classes. I was looking to do some next year, but really, excuse me, I can't predict my schedule for now. Like I said, I have a job now, so it takes a lot of my time. So I don't have online classes for now. But if I do, I will definitely put out that information. Maybe I will have a baking class really soon. I do not know. I don't know, but whatever it is, I'll put out that information. So let me quickly answer this question before we wrap up. Aisha says, a customer is asking to see other cakes you've made. And you don't have a wedding cake order, it's your first. You can let them know. Okay, you can just let them know that this is your first. You cannot. How do I answer this question now so that it gives you like a good response, a good enough response. So let them know that you don't have pictures that you can show them for now. But you can get some samples online that you can work with. Okay, so that's what you want to tell them. You don't want to answer in a way that would make them run away. Okay, you don't want to answer in a way that will make them run away. So let them know that you don't have any currently that you can share with them, but these are your works. You can show them good cakes that you've done. Bring them out of your folder. Let them know that you definitely can deliver, and then talk like a professional. Let them know we would work with this size, that side. We can work with a 3-tier cake, a 2-tier cake. That will be this size, that will be this size. Just talk, excuse me, talk like a professional so that they know what you're doing and that you can sell, you can actually deliver their case. Another thing you can do to win them over is to like make a sample for them. Okay, so make a sample for them of your cake, give them to taste, right? Give them to taste, because they're not all about the design, they're all about the taste of the cake. So sound like you know what you're doing. You don't want to sound like you're afraid. You don't want to sound like you don't know what you're doing, because that will make them just run away. Okay, so talk like you don't have any cake to show them now, but you can get some samples online that you can work with, and that you can definitely do this, that. Talk like you're confident. Talk like you know what you're doing, and that, excuse me, and that you're able to deliver. So you let them know this, and that you're willing to send a sample for them to have a taste of your cakes, just so that they can, you can help them with their decision making. So this is what you can do. If you do not have any, at least from that first one, then you now have others to show. So people ask me these days, and I'm just able to bring up my cakes that I've done and I've shared with them. You don't want to see my first wedding cake. I think I posted it on my community tab before. If I have not, maybe I'll try to post it, because I saw that picture a few days back. So I got that from a friend. What you can do as well is to bake for somebody close to you. Okay, since it's your first cake, it might not really be about making so much profit from it, but just get that chance, that opportunity to work with somebody. It might be your sister, it could be your cousin, it could be maybe your sister, your friend, something like that. Look for an opportunity to make a cake that you can share. Another thing you can do is to make a cake dummy. Make a cake dummy, a wedding cake dummy that you can share. It doesn't have to be so big. It can be a 2-tier cake. Nicely do a nice decoration. It can be a 3-tier cake. Do a nice decoration. Take a picture of it. I've done these things in the past too. I'm remembering now. Pardon me for being so nice, for sounding so. But I've done this thing in the past. I have made a cake, a dummy cake, that I took to the studio to snap. I carried it to the studio. I can't find that cake picture now, but I took it to the studio. Took a professional photograph of that thing, of that cake. So that's one thing you can do to help yourself, because if you're waiting, and if you have people like this coming to you, always asking you, let me see what you've done before. I want to see your cake picture. I want to see the wedding cake you've done before I commit my funds to your hands. What will you do? So instead of waiting, these are the things you can do. You can professionally talk to them like you know what you're doing. Another thing you can do is to bake for somebody close to you. Give it your best shot. Get a professional shot of it and display it on your page, or decorate a cake dummy nicely, carry it to the studio. I remember very clearly, I can't remember that cake now, but I remember walking to the studio and people were telling me, oh, what a nice cake, beautiful cake, nice cake, but they did not know it was a dummy. So this is one thing you can do. Carry it, decorate a nice dummy, take it to the studio, take professional shots, put it on your cake, say cake done by me, done by yours truly, brag about it, and let people know what you can do. When they see, then they're able to commit their funds to you. So I believe those are all the questions we have. I believe that you enjoyed this cake. Yes, for cake business mentoring. Okay, Ola says for cake business mentoring. I tried doing that this year, but like I said, the opportunities just went down the drain. I feel it was not a priority for people. So they were asking for things that I could not give. Like I really, in fact, this is an opportunity for me to talk about. I really wanted to mentor people this year. My husband is the one that can attest to that. At some point, I was thinking so much about it, looking for how to break down into bits so that people will be able to afford and people will be able to pay. It was affecting me. I was becoming unhappy because I really wanted to mentor people, but people were either not willing to pay or asking for cheap, very cheap, cheap amounts for what I would share in terms of cake business knowledge. So I was just looking for how to make it work. It was making me unhappy. See, this is the book. I can show you where I was breaking down the price. This is the book. I'm sorry it's so bright. I was trying to break down the pricing of my cake mentorship session for people. I also offered business mentorship on my channel, like channel membership, where I would mentor people, but the response was so low and so cold. So I just scrapped that totally. If it's cake business mentorship you're talking about, I just scrapped that and just like I'm not doing this. Let me just face some other things. Let me keep doing YouTube videos. So I don't know for now about cake business mentorships. People did not really seem interested, or they just wanted it for cheap. So I just left that aspect and then moved on with my life. Okay. So but that's that. Not to spoil your evening, or not to spoil your Christmas. If there are other opportunities, I would definitely let you know if I have the chance again. Especially now, another thing that made me just scrap it was that, like I said, I'm in a new phase of life. I have a job now. I don't have as much time as I used to have. So I cannot really commit to doing that right now. If not, I would definitely still be looking for a way, because it was really a passion of mine. I was really, really passionate about helping people, mentoring people, because I was just tired of seeing people, not living up to the best, to their best. So I was really, really passionate. I said, I want to mentor people, even if it is five. I want to mentor people and, polish them, like bring them up and teach them what you don't get on mainstream media. You don't get it online. I was really committed to mentoring people. I said, if it's five people, or even if it's three, I can hold and say, these people, I've mentored them and I've trained them. I was really passionate about it, like I said. So I was just thinking of ways to make it work, and it was beginning to affect me. I was just feeling sad on some days. I was just thinking and thinking and overthinking, calculating and recalculating and calculating, and at some point, I just abandoned it, because my husband was like, "Please, look at your health. So take care of yourself. Don't stress and everything." So that is it about cake business mentorship. So I don't know about that for now. I apologize, but if there's any other thing in the future, I would definitely let you know. So thank you so much for your questions. I really had an amazing time with you. Compliments of the season. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to save the replay of this video. I think live chat as well, so you can see the questions that people asked me. And if I was not able to answer, or I promise that I'll send the link to you, please just give me some time. I would send the link to answer your questions. Okay. So thank you so much. Much love. God bless you. Happy holidays. I wish you all the best in the coming year. Have a wonderful, a prosperous, and amazing new year. And I'm looking forward to see you at the top. I know that there is so much you can do. Just believe in yourself and don't give up on your dreams. Okay. Don't give up on your cake business. Don't give up on your dreams. Look for how to do things better. I have a few videos that I will upload before the year runs out, by God's grace. That would help you as well. Okay. Thank you so much, Ola. God bless you too. God bless you richly. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you all at the top. Like I said, much love from me to you, and God bless you. Bye. Don't forget to like my video, please. God bless you, Bridget. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying here, Bridget. Thank you so, so much.